Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video I'm going to take you through the week ahead analysis. I'm going to highlight the news for this week and some other opportunities. So, kicking off this week, we do have some CPI data out of New Zealand that is forecasted to be a little bit lower, probably going to be a little bit higher considering the other inflationary data that we've seen out of the market recently, so I'm expecting a bit of a rise there, so we could see a little bit of a boost to the Kiwi overnight. But really speaking, I think this week the eyes are all going to be on the euro. Okay, so we can see here that we're forecasting in a hike of 25 basis points here at the moment, so we could be seeing a potential move for the ECB out of this kind of zero to negative rates into positive rates. And we've seen recently from other central banks that the forecasted rate has actually been beaten quite often, so I'm actually expecting maybe a 0.5% move here from the ECB, so we could actually see a little bit of a bigger move, and this could spark the euro back into a little bit of life because it hasn't been performing that well lately. So I do think this is going to be a very, very important day on Thursday. Obviously, there are other news as well, so you can take a look at that. Going on to the strength meter, more currencies have come into reversal areas. We can see that the Swiss, the US dollar and the Canadian dollar are the strongest currencies. The pound, the New Zealand and the Aussie are the weakest. Euro also still declining below that zero line now. We can see it's pushed a little bit lower. They are in reversal areas. We can see that prices spiking a little bit higher here for the Swiss, so we could start to look for some reversal ideas, but I'd be a little bit tentative on that side of things. I'd rather see the market sort of top out and then continue down first before looking for those reversals. So I do think the dollar will remain strong. We may have a slight pullback this week, but I do think that the dollar will remain strong. So going on to Euro US dollar, what can we expect? Well, I've highlighted a couple of areas of interest. This is the 4-hour time frame. I've highlighted parity, recent structure highs and some highs above this area, because one or two things I think could happen. We're kind of trading between parity and around about the 1.01 area, so about 100 pip range at the moment, and I think price is either going to stay within this range, okay, until the ECB rate, which could see price move higher, maybe towards these highs in here, or we're probably going to see an early breakout and an early run towards a particular area. So if we do see a breakout of this area, this zone that's marked out here, then we're likely going to test another high, which would be this 101.80 or 10200 area. So I don't know whether we'll break parity this week. If we do and price trades back through parity, then sellers could really start to push this market a little bit lower. But we can see the past 3 times price has been at parity now, the price has been defended, or the level has been defended. So I don't expect us to really break through this just yet. Moving on to Aussie then, again, this is all going to depend on how the risk appetite is in the market, or what the risk appetite is, but you can see another sort of 4-hour trading range. Currently, we are back at the highs of the trading range, so when price does this, you're more likely to look for an opportunity to the downside. When price is at the lows, look for an opportunity to the upside. If price was to trade above 0.6800, if we were to trade above this high, then I think we could see a further move back to 6880, and likewise to the downside. If we were to break 6680, we could see another move. Sorry, that was 6860 up here. So yeah, you can see that kind of double top there, and price drove to the downside. So that could be an area the market would want to retest. Silver, so I've actually got a monthly chart on the left hand side, 4-hour chart on the right hand side. Now the price of silver has come into our key area of interest. We did a video on this maybe even a month ago, talking about well, actually a couple of weeks ago I think we spoke about silver, because seasonally through July silver is bullish. The only problem was price was in this downward move. We didn't have anywhere for price to come and really retest, but now we're in that zone where we had that kind of pause in the market before an extension to the upside. So I'm actually expecting maybe a bit of upside here. We can see that there's a bit of a double bottom pattern that's formed. Maybe we'll get a retest of that around about 1840, and then maybe we'll see a bit of an upward move from there. But keep an eye on silver, seasonally bullish at key support now. Finally, going to end on the S&P 500. S&P 500 range bound like many major currency pairs at the moment, showing us that risk on, risk off sentiment. I think if we trade above these highs here around about 39.60s, we could see a move back towards the highs that we actually talked about previously, around about the 4,100 area could be an area where we saw this kind of big hefty selling pressure coming into the market. We could see price retest that and reject to the downside. We are finding resistance at that 3,900 area, so we could easily as well reject and come back down, but you're just gonna have to see how price action forms at these areas. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel to see some more Forex trading content, and I'll speak to you in the next video.